Samantha had two friends who she'd known for a very long time, and they were two sisters. And these two sisters were in the care system, and so they were looked after children. And the older sister was in an abusive relationship with her boyfriend. And with the support of Samantha and Kim, the younger sister, the older sister left that relationship. The ex-boyfriend of the older sister was actually the murderer of Samantha and Kim. And following the older sister leaving him, he stalked the older sister, and we know that now that he threatened to kill family and friends if she ever were to leave him. On the 9th of March in 2012, he actually murdered Kimberly and Samantha, and he stabbed them to death. He then stole Sammy's car and went to Dover, where he tried to escape the country. Unfortunately, he was stopped from doing so. There are three key points for me. Particularly where professionals are concerned, we need to be professionally curious. We need to look and delve into what we feel isn't right and find out what's going on. For the public, if you see anything that you aren't happy with, that you think this isn't okay, if you think somebody's not okay, then it's about telling somebody. So you can go to the police, the NSPCC, a health professional or social care and share those concerns. Never ever forget our safeguarding duty, ever. If you think something's not right, tell. If you think somebody's been hurt, then you should tell. We have a duty as human beings to each other to keep each other safe. I think the first thing for me is that it's about making sure they understand it's not about them, because often there's a shame attached to being a victim of domestic abuse. It's about ensuring that they're safe. If I felt somebody was at immediate risk and they were a child or a vulnerable adult, then I would act immediately, and that might involve contacting the police, contacting social care, etc. It's about supporting people to make decisions, ensuring that they have a safe plan. If an adult who can make their own decisions chooses to stay in an abusive relationship, it's about making sure they have access to help at the right time, pointing out the dangers to them. And the one thing that I would say is that threats to kill should be taken very, very seriously and reported to the police, because we do know that people have made threats to kill and then carried out those threats.
So Staying Put is an innovative voluntary sector organisation and registered charity established in 2001, and we cover the Bradford district. In 2017, we extended our geographical reach to West and South Yorkshire, and our main aim is to increase the safety of women, men and children who experience domestic and sexual abuse. At Staying Put, we offer a variety of services for support. We have a telephone helpline support via our One Front Door team. These are our experts in domestic abuse, and they are the first point of contact for clients, and sometimes they're the first people that may have heard this abuse from this particular client. They may not have disclosed it to anyone before, so we offer first-hand support and carry out a risk and needs assessment to ensure that all the individual's needs are met. and this helpline is open from Monday to Friday, 9 AM till 5 PM. We have a community service by our qualified IDVAs and ISVAs. So they are our independent domestic and sexual violence advocates, and they provide the frontline support service for individuals who require this. They will help an individual from the point of crisis right through to recovery and provide that practical and emotional support, and it can be culturally specific.
I think one of the most important things is to let them know that they're not to blame for the domestic abuse, and it's listening to them. So let them know that you're there to act on their behalf or guide them or support them through that abuse. I think it's looking for those signs and symptoms, so that could be subtle changes in their behaviour. They may start becoming late for work or school, they may become withdrawn, and it's looking out for those signs, but then listening, approaching them and having that conversation so that you can act appropriately.
So you might be thinking, is there any help for perpetrators and children? In October 2019, Bradford Survive and Thrive Consortium launched, and this consortium is made up of Stay In Put, Keith the Domestic Violence Services, the Women's Centre and Family Action. And together we provide a gateway to the following services, ensuring a whole family approach is taken. And we can give you the right support at the right time to make sure you're safe, your family are safe, and help you recover and heal. So the Women's Centre offer a programme called MAZE, and this is designed for perpetrators as a behaviour change programme. So it's for those who have recognised and taken responsibility for their actions. They understand the impact of the behaviour and want to change the behaviour to improve their relationships. Family Action offer a trauma-informed support service for children and their families. They will work with parents to help them understand the impact of trauma when experiencing domestic abuse and what they can do to support their child. They can also offer one-to-one work with a child to effectively manage trauma and symptoms to offer trauma-informed plan support. So it's important to know that if you find yourself or know anyone else in an abusive relationship of any kind, there is help and support available. You can call Stay In Put on 0808 2800 999, and this can be done anonymously. If you feel that you're not ready to yet seek support, but you need someone to talk to in relation to safety advice, then please do not hesitate to pick up the phone. If you're interested in reading about some real life stories on how our support has impacted the life of survivors, or if you want to explore further information about our organisation and how you can get involved, please visit our website on www.stayinput.uk.net, and you can find us on Facebook and Twitter at StayInPutUK. And domestic abuse is a crime, and we all have a role to play in bringing domestic abuse to an end.
Sammy was an 18-year-old young person. She was very vibrant and headstrong. She disliked rules and school, but she had a very good sense of right and wrong, and always from an early age, and particularly in her teenage years, she looked after people who were more vulnerable than she was, or people who she felt were less privileged than she was. She hated injustice and inequality and stood up for people who couldn't stand up for themselves. She often brought people home where they had life troubles. She gave food away, she took food out of the house, and she gave her possessions away to help people. She was a very headstrong girl, and she caused her mum a lot of anxiety. Because often I had to, for example, put somebody up in a hotel, take somebody to a solicitor to get some help.